What if there was a country between Britain and the Netherlands? What if there was a country between Britain and the Netherlands? What if a whole world ended and we are still pulling its bones out of fishing nets? Look at a map of Europe. Find Britain, find the Netherlands, look at the gap between them. Today that gap is the North Sea, cold, grey, full of oil rigs and fishing boats. 8,000 years ago you could walk across it. The land had a name. We call it Doggerland. An enormous landscape, rivers, marshes, hills, forests of birch and pine, reindeer, wild horses, aurochs, mammoths in the colder centuries before, and people, thousands of them, hunting, fishing, burying their dead, carving bone tools, singing songs we will never hear. We know they were there because they keep falling out of the sea. For a century, fishing trawlers in the North Sea have been pulling things up that should not be there. Mammoth tusks, reindeer antlers, stone tools, human jawbones. Spear points carved from antler 50 miles from the nearest coastline, down on the sea floor where nothing terrestrial should be. The fishermen called the area Doggerbank after a Dutch word for the fishing boats. The bones told a different story. Here is what we now know about that lost country. It was bigger than the United Kingdom. It had a major river system feeding it. The Thames, the Rhine, the Meuse, all flowing into the same plain. It was probably the best hunting ground in Northern Europe. Rich, flat, easy to live on. It connected Britain to the continent like a land bridge made of homes. And then the world warmed. The last ice age ended. Glaciers melted. The sea began to rise. Not all at once, slowly, over generations. A grandfather would tell his grandchild, the marsh used to be over there, then the marsh would be water. Imagine that. Imagine your country shrinking, year by year, and you can't fight it. You can only walk inland. Let me put it in numbers. Sea level at the peak of the last ice age was about 120 metres lower than today. Then over 10,000 years it rose. All of it, every metre. Doggerland did not drown in a single day, it drowned over centuries. The way a candle goes out slowly, then all at once. Then came the wave. Around 6,200 BCE, a massive underwater landslide off the coast of Norway sent a tsunami across the North Sea. Geologists call it the Storegga slide. The wave was probably 20 metres high. Whatever was still left of Doggerland, its last island archipelagos, its last villages, its last people, was hit. That may be when the country finally went under. And here is the part that should sit with you. Doggerland is not unique. Every shallow sea on this planet was probably dry land within the last 20,000 years. The Persian Gulf, the Sunda Shelf in Indonesia, the Bering Land Bridge, the coast of Florida. Whole human histories, whole languages, whole gods, all of it underwater now. When ancient peoples talked about a great flood, they may not have been speaking in metaphor. They were just remembering home,